Israeli teenager released from prison after refusing to serve in army.
Here's a summary of the article.
AFP, standing at the gate of an Israeli army jail after being detained for refusing mandatory military service, 19-year-old conscientious objector Hallel Rabin said she was the happiest person in the world. Army service is compulsory for most Israeli citizens, and while many seek exemptions on various grounds, some arguably less than truthful, Rabin's case is unusual, in that she openly declared herself to be a pacifist. Hallel had served a total of 56 days since August at military prison, number 6, and was facing up to 80 more in detention, but was freed on Friday. Israeli conscientious objector Hallel Rabin answers the question, "Why are you refusing to enlist?" Rabin, age 19, was incarcerated in military prison for the third time on Wednesday after the military denied her exemption on the grounds of conscience. Rabin, who was hugged by her mother as she stepped through the prison gate, described military service as a near inescapable certainty with which young Israelis are expected to comply. At age 18, young women are drafted for 2 years of military service while men must serve at least 32 months. In 2019, 5 conscientious objectors were jailed by the military, according to Israeli peace group Yeshgvul.
This post received a score of 10,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Is there a fixed prison term for refusing to enlist, or they can detain you whenever they want until you get to enlist? Not really, it's very case dependent. Around a third of Jews in Israel don't serve even though it's mandatory. If you come from an ultra-Orthodox background, you can avoid service, as well as a troubled criminal background. If you are mentally and physically healthy and refuse service out of ideological reasons, you can be anywhere from 1 to 3 months jail. Longest I've heard was 6, I believe.
I thought I had heard years ago you could avoid military service if you volunteered for the same amount of time in some other form of a first responder position, like with an ambulance. Am I wrong with this?
This is correct. I met a girl from Israel who worked at a hospital instead of serving in the IDF. Related, one of the largest Taylor Swift fan clubs went silent for several months a few years ago. When it came back again, people asked what happened, and the girl who ran it said she went to prison for refusing to serve in the IDF.
One of the most iconic things to happen in Twitter fandom history, lol.
It was so funny how casually she mentioned it. She literally was just like, "Oh yeah, I went to prison for refusing to join the IDF LMAO," and just left it at that till people kept asking her to explain.
I wouldn't expect anything less from Twitter. They're all a different breed, I swear. I'm glad the girl ended up being okay and not dead or something. LMAO.
A family friend who didn't serve and my uncle, former Marine Corps major, were discussing required military service. The family member who didn't serve said, "It gives you a good outlook on life and gets your head on your shoulders." My uncle responded, "I've seen some shit that gave me a bad outlook on life and I served, so my family will have the freedom to choose to join or not."
Greater than the family member who didn't serve said, "It gives you a good outlook on life and gets your head on your shoulders. I'm from a country with mandatory service for males and most males would consider this a load of BS, females OTOH.
My Korean friend feels like military service was a huge rock in his education path. He always compares himself to his non-Korean friends and how they are now further along than he is.
It's way more common than people here think. About a third of people don't serve the mandatory military service. That number doesn't include Druze, Christian Arabs, Muslim Arabs, or Bedouin people, as well as every Jewish immigrant older than 25.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.